Hello, my name is John Nagoski. I have been an English teacher for 20 years. I'd like to introduce you to my channel, English with Subtitles. Oily Fish, as read by John Nagoski. Today we're talking about the scary headlines that might make you think that some of the food you eat every single day could be really dangerous. But sometimes what you read isn't the full story. It might even be wrong, and that can have some serious implications for your health. Every day we're bombarded with conflicting information about our favorite foods. One minute we're told that something's good for us, the next it's not, and we're left feeling guilty about what we're eating. Well, we've been wading through the confusion to separate the scare stories from the truth, so you can choose your food with confidence. It's really easy to see a news story that makes you totally rethink what you should be eating to avoid some serious health problems. But if the story you're reading is barking up the wrong tree, you could end up making completely the wrong decision. So today we'll be bringing some much needed clarity to stories that, if you really did swallow what they say, could have serious implications for your health. Oily fish has long been called a miracle food, but now some reports claim it could actually be dangerous. So what's the truth? Every year we spend over 1.5 billion pounds on fresh fish, and our favorite by a long stretch just happens to be one of the healthiest around, salmon. Now, we've long been told that salmon and other oily fish, like tuna and mackerel, is so wonderfully good for us, and we should eat plenty of it. But then, suddenly last year, some of the papers performed an abrupt about turn, instead saying that too much oily fish was bad and could even lead us to an early grave. Now, those headlines are the exact opposite of everything I've always thought about it and indeed believed in. That fish is really good for you and you should eat it every week, especially if it's oily fish. Now, I must admit, I've always tried to follow that advice, and like millions of other people, I even back up the fish I eat with fish oil supplements as well. So those headlines really had me worried. I now wonder whether the foods I've been eating to try and keep me healthy might actually be doing me more harm than good. But first off, I have to confess to not being really sure which fish are classed as oily and which aren't. It turns out that there are a lot more oily fish than I realized. In fact, as well as those mackerel, sprats, sardines, and herring, there are also pilchards, trout, anchovies, whitebait, and salmon, and a couple of fish we eat less often here, carp and jack. Originally, when they started looking at the benefits of omega-3, they looked at the Inuits in Greenland, and they saw that Inuits had really low levels of heart disease, and that was correlated with their intake of fish. So we know, and there's lots of evidence to show, that omega-3 has a good impact on preventing heart disease and treating it. But since then, they've found omega-3 has a whole host of benefits. Researchers are also interested in the effect that oily fish might have on dementia, and it's hard not to be impressed by claims that it can stave it off.